So, Margaret, I mean, the strongest language you could use to describe something like this has been used, a grotesque abuse of power, treasonous. And of course, Trump's critic or his defenders are saying this is all media hyperbole. What do you see? Where does this fall down in terms of description?
It's a very big deal, and I don't think that you can say that it's in the routine course of events in any way. We haven't seen anything anywhere near this since 1973, when then President Nixon had his independent prosecutor fired. So it's highly unusual, and it's certainly something that deserves tremendous scrutiny. And for people who say that it's in the routine course of events, they're just wrong. It isn't.
So the language seems appropriate in your view?
Well, I think that I have praised those like Jeffrey Toobin, who used words like grotesque abuse of power, not because I necessarily would use those words myself, but because I think it's a legitimate point of view.
In my experience, I can't think of another reference to a story in which 30 unnamed sources are posited to kind of explain a narrative, as the Washington Post has done, in trying to explain what was happening behind the scenes with Trump and his decision to fire Comey. What does it tell us, those that are watching this unfold, about a quote leaky White House? This is one that has no windows or doors, apparently.
Right. It is. There is a tremendous amount of leaking being done, and frankly, that is. Although I'm someone who looks askance at anonymous sources, in this case, they are absolutely necessary. There's no way to get at this story through talking to the White House press secretary or, listening to the spin that is offered by officials who are willing to go on the record. So I think it is to the Post's great credit that it's able to get so many people to talk and to corroborate each other, and it helps us come up with a believable, credible story.
What's interesting is, you had Sean Spicer, this incredible picture painted of him hiding in the bushes the other night before meeting with some members of the media in the dark, so it couldn't be filmed. You've got Jim Comey apparently addressing his staff as he notices on television that he's been fired. You've got Trump clearly watching television near round the clock. Has the role of the media in Washington, in fact, been expanded rather than minimized under Trump's administration, which is what his supporters were looking for, that the media would really take a back seat?
Well, I think that the media has become extremely important. It's obviously important to the president himself, who, as you say, watches a lot of news, particularly cable news, and reacts to it very strongly, sometimes in immediate tweets that will strike out at a particular, news personality or outlet, calling it fake news. I think that the news media's role has become even more important than before, because we're telling people things they need to know about an administration that is spinning and that is quite opaque.
Margaret, thanks for your time.
Thank you.